Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are just running some trains, putting in some work, and making some money. We are still in process of refilling all supply lines. We have brought the Class 70 down from the iron mine, or coal mine rather. We cut it in half. We did used to have the 10 cars on there, but after as slow as that was, we left 5 cars up at the mine, and we just use 5 now. So today I think we're going to turn around and try to get these ones split off and left at the iron mine so that we have hopper cars at both locations from now on, and no longer would need to run all the way out to the iron mine to get hopper cars. We wanted to do the hopper cars in 10, but it's really just seemingly too heavy for out at the coal mine until we rework some track, and at this point we're kind of waiting until after the spline update to rework track, because, well, if we have to relay all our track anyway, then there's no point in laying in a new route for a couple of days, so we are kind of putting that off for now. Oh, we still need to bring Betty back. She just kind of sitting out there abandoned on the rail. I suppose because we don't shoot out that way. Like this main line, we actually use it. This is the first track we laid, and we use it really very little because things only go out to the logging camp kind of one time, and they never really come back to the freight yard from the logging camp. We definitely use this rail a lot more than this side. So Betty just kind of sitting out there on her own, but we do need to bring her back and put her in the shed, which maybe we'll get that taken care of today as well. It's going to be nice with the new spline update. The speed of the trains is supposed to pick up. From what I hear, they have increased speeds and better interaction between the locomotives and the track splines. So that allowed them to increase speeds, or will be allowing them to increase speeds, and allow for some smoother operation. Should probably just go ahead and take out these inner trees one of these days. I tried to leave a couple here and there just because we don't have a lot of decor to stick around on much, so we should do some beautification acts coming up after the spline update, just so we know where we're at. I guess it's kind of put on hold too much major construction on the game until the spline update. If it's that close, I just don't want to end up doing it and then redoing it halfway into it when you don't get it all done first. So for now, we're just going to kind of run some trains with what we have. Which, considering we got our rough end done, most of it works out okay. It's not the prettiest rail on the planet, that's for sure. It's definitely, some old school starting railroad construction guys did it. Definitely not professional track layers or anything. but it works. And we learned some tricks for when we want to go fancy. We still haven't put in any large train yards or anything at this point, but I'm more into running different locomotives, and I like having the locomotives parked out at their industries, set up for their various roles. To me, it's just kind of nice to go from one to the other. When you drop that stuff off, then you grab a different train, head to where it's got to go, and you kind of work the chain in that direction. I find that to be a little easier than, necessarily always heading out of a train yard. Different ways of running it for different folks, I suppose. Everybody's got what they like. Surprisingly, this one, for kind of being the nicest engine, does not have electric lighting, which some of the other ones do. It's still a torch lamp, if you will. But the lights really don't have any impact in the game at this time anyway. I mean, it's always sunny and daylight in Pine Valley, and even because I just checking it out one time, when they're in the barns and whatnot, the light doesn't actually shine on anything. So lights and stuff are not currently operational or functional in the game. They're just cosmetic anyway. Here we are, rolling up on the famed ironworks. Big building. This is I'm pretty sure this is the biggest industry, building in the game, was the ironworks. Which I suppose is fitting. It gets the stuff, it's got a lot of, it's doing a lot in there, right? Steel pipes, tools. So you have two different buildings, and it's pretty cool. Alright, brake is off. Gas is on. Oh, we can put Eureka to work. After we get some more, I'm not sure, it's probably wood out here. It's kind of why I'm trying to get the iron or the hopper cars back into process, is to actually clean out some of that coal, because then we can start moving coal down the mountain. That'll let us get the Heisler unloaded, and we'll have the 10 stake cars there for running some wood, so we can get more wood out here and wood up to the refinery. We got to get wood out to the oil field. I mean, I guess we could bring that load. We could probably bring that load out here, because we need beams here, or lumber here, and beams out at the oil field. So maybe we'll just run that Heisler load right down the mountain and won't even worry about that. But we're going to get the coal delivered and get the Class 70 off of Coal Mountain. For now, at least. So we'll get this coal dropped off. That'll be a good step in the right direction. Do not remember what this pays. So we're 1104 Minecraft blocks. But I mean, they're You know, 150 a car, so they're decent paying Minecraft blocks. Not sure if this one goes or not. Yeah. Nice. These ones you could drop all day. I mean, at 1,000, that's, you know, 10 a car. That thing, 100 cars to fill it up. I mean, holy. That's a handful. That's why I was hoping to do the 10 cars, but it just doesn't. You know, I've done it a couple of times, got them, and then it's also not made it up the hill before too. So I don't know what exactly is the difference on a given day, but I've had it bog out and not make it, and I've had it make it, and it's just it was too much of a headache. So I've cut that train in half now, and don't have any intention of going back to 10 cars until the track gets better coming up that hill. If the track were straighter, less curvy, and a for sure consistent grade, then we would go ahead and run that. But otherwise, you know, we're going to keep it downsized. Running out of juice on the hills just becomes too big a headache it's not worth it. You know, to have to go back and either get a car or double hills. It's just, by the time you do all that and you load a longer train and everything else, you might as well just run 2 trains. Well, at least that's my experience. You know, mileage may vary for everybody, obviously. But my experience is it's just not worth the headache. And so I inherently don't do it anymore. I had considered sticking another train on, but the Class 70s have the cow catchers, and with no way to remove the cow catcher, while you can run them double-headed, I don't know that was... With a cow catcher, it would have been historically accurate, and I just think it kind of looks goof with a cow catcher, so I don't have a lot of interest in running them that way. I'm sure you can, and I'm sure it works. But cow catches are not for pushing other trains, I know that. So we will zip this one. Put it on down the line. We are going to have to stop up here. Looks like we got one. I suppose everything out here is sighted for back and forth at the oil field. This loop, I don't know. I'm thinking about taking it out and putting it back, turning them back into just fledged loops on both ends of that. I think worked out better. I think I haven't actually used that track like at all this way since I put it in there. And I think it was just easier to be able to turn around trains on both ends. It's a pain because you got to jump out, but then in here you're not moving too fast or going too far anyway, that I guess jumping in and out was maybe just easier to be able to turn the trains in and around there. So I think that's going to be our plan, because we actually had to put in another switch over here because we can't just turn around to just go back and forth between the rails. And I think it was just easier before, so that might get returned. A few changes here and there to make after the spline update one way or another. And if we end up relaying the track because the new track doesn't splice in with the old track, then, you know, we have ideas maybe for a little better plans in the future. Though we are pretty happy with the way most of this stuff worked out. It wasn't too bad for a first rough-in, and can definitely be made to look better. Oh, we're running out of fire. That's one you don't do too often. Not in here. But then I generally don't tend to fill the firebox. I tend to fill them halfway up. Which is why you have now run completely out of boiler pressure. Because your fire was toast. Good news is this thing will just keep rolling for quite a while. Doesn't really have much to slow it down in here, and everything is flat, so at least it'll keep rolling. Should have caught that. Should have figured it was a long run. The water temperature is down too? What the heck? Wow, we really let that thing just go stone cold. That's too bad. You know. What can you do? We have no boiler pressure until this gets up. And for whatever reason, it's coming up really slow. Well, I guess we might as well just put on the brakes. Give us a chance to do something out here. We said something needs to fill this hole out here, so let's put something in wherever you do. Be careful you don't drop a building on your train. They do not react well. Alright. Boom. Building. How does the back side of that look? A little bit like a house. A little bit like a house. Or if we put this on the front, can we make it look like a front porch? Sure can. I mean, okay, the drop-off's in there, but that's not important. There we go. Said somebody was gonna move out there. So, there's a house with a front porch and a shed. Nice. And if we need any wood, we have it handy right there. So, yeah, that's cool. Building residential neighborhoods near you soon. And we're on our way. Alright, another little gap out in the trees has been filled. Probably could have put it a little further away from the road. But hey. It was a rough idea. That's funny. We'll run this one back to the freight yard and formulate a plan for in the future. Not exactly sure where we're going with what. Well, this one will go probably head on all the way up to the iron mine, I guess. and then we will bring the. I think we're just going to go ahead and bring that Eisler down. We don't have enough money right now just to buy new locomotives for everything that we want, so we're going to have to actually continue to work with the ones that we do have for a while. So I think we'll just kind of go that route. So, well, we will. I don't understand. Dump off some steam. Coming into the freight yard. And we will go ahead and throw it in park there. And I think we'll call that one an episode before we get too long. And we will catch you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.